Hi there. If you were with me last time, we read the story from John chapter 5 about the man who had been at the pool of Bethesda for 38 years. He'd been waiting for an angel to come and stir up the water, for whoever stepped in first was healed of whatever disease he had. And when Jesus came, he realized the man had been in that state a long time. And I don't think that it was a supernatural revelation that Christ had. I think everything about the man said that he was stuck. It was written on his countenance. It was part of his posture. Everything about him says, I'm stuck. Jesus asked him, will you be made whole? Kind of an offensive question. But the first step is, if we're going to, in getting unstuck, is we really need to want it. We've got to want to have it. And we talked about that last time. And maybe you're stuck in your life. Maybe stuck in a marriage where the love has died. Maybe stuck in a level of life that should have been over a long time ago, and you just feel like you're stuck, saved, sanctified, and stuck. Maybe you're stuck financially. Maybe you're stuck emotionally. Well, you know what? God wants to help you get unstuck. And in this story in John chapter 5, the second key that we find is that if we're going to get unstuck from wherever we've been stuck, we've got to quit making excuses and blaming others. If you read the story, when Jesus said, do you want to be made well? The guy immediately says, well, you know, when the water stirred up, I have no man to put me in. And when I'm trying to get up and get in the water, someone always steps in before me and they get the miracle. So in essence, he's saying, listen, I realize I'm stuck, but it's not my fault. It's because of what someone else wouldn't do for me. And it's because of what someone else did to me. You see, when I want to get into the water, there's no one that will help me. So I'm stuck because someone wouldn't do something for me that they should have done for me. And then he says, and while I'm trying to get up, someone else gets in before me. So I'm stuck, not my fault, because of what someone else did to me. And as long as we're pointing our finger at someone else and saying, all right, I'm stuck because of what this people group didn't do for me, because of what this person didn't do for me, because of what the government, didn't do for me, or I'm stuck because of what so-and-so did to me, or because my boss mistreated me, or because, these people did this to me and that person did that to me, and it's not my fault that I'm this way. It's not my fault that I'm stuck. It's somebody else's fault. My friend, if you want to get unstuck, you've got to stop pointing fingers at others, because that will not help you get unstuck. What it will do is it'll cause you to get stuck deeper and further in the state that you're in that you want to get out of. I actually have here, these are actual auto accident explanations that came into the Metropolitan Insurance Company. Here's the first one. All right, it's the reason for my accident. An invisible car came out of nowhere, struck my car, and vanished. Here's another one. The other car collided with mine without warning me of its intention. Here's another one. I had been driving my car for 40 years when I fell asleep at the wheel and had the accident. Well, if you've been driving for 40 years, you're going to fall asleep at the wheel. Here's another one. As I reached an intersection, a hedge sprang up, obscuring my vision. It's amazing how hedges do that. Here's another one. I pulled away from the side of the road, glanced at my mother-in-law, and headed over the embankment. Here's another one. The pedestrian had no idea which direction to go, so I ran over him. Here's another one. The telephone pole was approaching fast. I attempted to swerve out of its path when it struck my front end. Here's another one. The guy was all over the road. I had to swerve a number of times before I hit him. Excuses, excuses, excuses. Billy Sunday said an excuse is nothing but a lie stuffed in the skin of a reason. I really think there's something to that, and I just want to encourage you. We've all been stuck in one way or another. But as long as you're blaming others, as long as it's somebody else's fault, you will never get unstuck. Even if somebody did something to you that they shouldn't have done, even if someone did not provide something for you that should have been provided. You need to forgive them and move on. My friend, unforgiveness, it will make you a prisoner to the past. It puts chains on you and it holds you fast. You'll never get unstuck until you move forward. So, hey, there's our second point. If you want to get unstuck, you've got to stop making excuses and stop blaming others. If you want to find out key number 3, well, you're going to have to join me next time.